Welcome everyone to Together Tuesdays. It's May 11th and we're going to be talking about a couple new things, and I have Melissa, who's always with me. Hi Melissa, how are you?
Hey Kevin, how are you?
Good. And Alexander, who I just found out used to live in Manhattan. So didn't know that about you, Alex, but
nice to meet everyone.
And I heard that it's finally warming up north, and they're getting out of the winter, thank God. All right, so let's talk about what we're going to cover today. So the new client desktop for Power Automate, pretty cool application. A little bit different than what you're probably used to if you were using Power Automate in the cloud. You'll see that the one for the desktop actually gives you the ability to work with some applications on your desktop. It really is a no-code, low-code type of thing. And then we're going to be also talking about something that we use Power Automate to help the customer in retail actually build a Power Automate script front-ended with a Microsoft form to help them open a store every day and close the store every day. So it's got some fun there. So let me just make sure that I got everyone muted here because we're getting a little background noise. So I'm just going to quickly do that. For those of you, I don't know if you've seen this. Oh, shoot, I'm sorry. I guess you're not going to see it at all. There's actually a new feature we were just talking about. Microsoft Teams is always coming out with new features. We just received it. It's funny, this morning I was doing a training class and it wasn't there, but if you go to share your screen, instead of being on the bottom with, where you had screen 1, screen 2, and then you had Windows, and then you had PowerPoint, now it's on the right-hand side, and it is a little bit different, gives you a little bit easier look and feel. Check it out when you get a chance. So I'm going to go, oops, I went too far. So let's go over here, and I will go to Power Automate, which I was actually in there earlier. So here is probably what you're used to when we're talking about Power Automate. This is obviously in the cloud on Office 365. It gives you the ability, obviously, to see all your applications, and Power Automate is one of those applications. You can go in here and take a look at all the flows that you've actually built. It's got a ton of templates. If you haven't used the one online, you can go right in here. It's pretty easy to build. You can start with templates. You can look at the ones that are just been built here. These are the brand new ones, but you can actually go in here and start looking at ones that work with Outlook or work with OneDrive, and you can actually pick the application that you want it to work with, and it's all built in here. You can see there's 477 different services that you can pick from. You can pick topics like emails that you want to send. So for instance, we were using this, if you look at my flows here, we were actually using this to send out invitations to a webinar that we were doing. And if you look in here, we actually built this so that it would basically take a form that we created in Forms, actually let you fill out that form, then that form would create a registration, and then that registration would create an email with a calendar invite and send it out for every person that registered. So pretty easy 3-step automation that really helped us make sure that everyone that was going to attend a webinar actually got an invite into that webinar. So simple and easy to do inside the cloud. Well, now Microsoft has actually, and I am going to get out of this or I won't be able to see it, has come up with an installable Power Automate desktop. You'll notice it says that it's under preview. It just means it's not fully GA'd, and by putting preview next to it, if there's any glitches in it, they can tell you that it's not, fully 100% baked, but it absolutely works. And you'll see it's pretty similar interface, but really things change when you start to create your automated flows here. I created one here this morning just to show you guys. So This is my Together Tuesday flow that I put together. And you can really do anything in here. And it's really, when I said this is a low code, no code, I'm not kidding. I built one that basically copied a folder to another folder on my computer and then deleted the files out of the primary folder. So just a simple workflow to see you do that. So if you wanted, for instance, to set up a replication of one of your folders, send it somewhere. Great product to do that. This way, all of your folders, you can set it up to run automated every day, every hour. It's up to you how often you want it to run. But you can use a lot more. These are all the different services that you can actually use to build a nice little automated script. So if you wanted like if statements, you can do variables here. You can do conditions. So if a file exists, do that. If it doesn't exist, do this. So really makes it easy for you to drag and drop these things. All you got to do is basically click on it. You can put the path in here that you want. So if the file exists, do that. So very easy to do those type of things. You can even create, like for instance, your files here. If you wanted to go in and copy a file or move a file, delete files out of your things, you can set up all of these automated flows or workflows to help you either do something that you have to do on a daily basis. So a lot of people that, for instance, have content that they're creating and they want to make sure that it automatically gets saved to the cloud. They could actually automatically move it into OneDrive if they're not saving it there by default. So there's a lot of things that you can do inside of there. You can go in and get a file path and make sure that this is being used in the correct things. You can actually go in here and look at compression. So if you wanted to build zip files automatically, you say in your folder that you're holding all these files, at the end of the day, you want to zip them up, send them off to, let's say, OneDrive, or if you're using other types of cloud storage, you can actually do those type of things. Web automation is built in here. Excel, if you're using Excel as part of your flow, you can go in here and run all different types of Excel commands that will create any type of tables that you need to be able to embed in other documents. You could see any of these things are pretty much what you want to do. You want to convert things into PDF files automatically. So you can see extract images from a PDF. If there's a file out there that has a whole bunch of images that you need, you can build up this flow to grab all the images, especially if you're trying to convert it into, let's say, a PowerPoint presentation and so on. So all of these things are right here, AWS. So this actually ties in if you have like an EC2 where you're doing storage up there and now you want to start grabbing some snapshots or volumes from your AWS environment. Pretty easy to do right from here. It really is a lot more intensive than the one on the web. I think it's got a lot more variables in here that you can actually pull from. And if you look up here at the top, you can save these. You can create sub workflows so that if this happens, do that. If the other thing happens, go to this other sub workflow. You can run it and test it here. You can actually put it out on the web if you want to. Oops, sorry. You can actually put it up here and test it on the different browsers that are out there if you have a workflow that you're looking on testing. So a lot of different things that they have built into this. You can also go in here and record your desktop as part of this workflow. So if you need to, go in and click on different buttons as part of the workflow, you can actually do that inside of here. Makes it a lot easier to develop the types of automated things that you do on a daily basis and build it around your PC instead of building it around the cloud. And that's really the big difference between this new tool and the old tool. And you can just go into any browser out there if you go in, you can actually download it. Oops, if this thing will move. So if we go in here and just do a search for Power Automate Desktop, you can go out there and actually download the Power Automate Desktop right from this link right here. Right, download it for free. Doesn't cost anything. There's no additional cost to do that. And here's a nice video that Microsoft put together. Here's just an idea of what some of these workflows can look like. So pretty cool application, especially when they're giving it away for free. You should actually try this. I'm starting to work with it now, and it's really, I think there's about half a dozen things that I do on a daily basis that this can maybe automate for me, free up some time, make me a little bit more productive in my day. So one thing I'm going to be trying, we're going to be putting out some posts on this as soon as we start putting together maybe some templates. The one thing that I liked about the cloud version is there's a lot of templates out there that give you a head start when you're working with the cloud-based version, wherever I have that right here. So all of these templates that they have out there, these are really nice if you just want to get started. So let's say I wanted to build something with a Microsoft form. So I just put forms in here, and it will show me all the different ones that include a Microsoft form to start this off. So send form responses for approval. It's got all of these things built in. I kind of like these because it gives me a head start. It gives me something to start with. I think they're going to be coming out with those for the desktop. The problem is I don't see them right now built in here, but it doesn't mean that they won't be coming. This is the recorder that we talked about, the web recorder that is already in here. I was looking around to see if there was any templates that I could use as part of the desktop one, and I haven't been able to find any yet. If you guys find any, please let us know, because just makes it easier for people to learn. I'm sure that there's a lot of YouTube videos out there as this thing becomes more popular. I could tell you, like Power Automate, there's this Sean guy on YouTube that I use all the time. He's really good around teaching you the different things you can do with Power Automate.
Hey,
So,
Kev, we've got 2 questions in for you if you're ready. First question is, can we trigger an end user notification based on Azure AD password expiration proximity?
wow, good question. I know that they have Active Directory down here as one of the variables that you can have in here, and I can just see unlock user. It looks like you have some variables here. What I would tell you to do is download the application and see if any of these things connect to the server, close connection. It looks like you might be able to update the user information. And actually, let's see what happens if I add it here. Let's see. So if you double click on it, here's all the different things that you can actually do inside of here. And this looks more like creating a user account for Active Directory. So you'd have to play with this. I don't know that answer yet. I haven't done anything that specific with the application yet, but it does look like you can create groups, you can create objects. You should check it out. I know that Active Directory was in here. I just haven't started playing with that piece of it yet.
Great question. The second question actually looks like it's 2 parts. Can you schedule your desktop flows to run, or are flows only able to run manually / on demand within the Power Automated desktop application? Can you make a desktop flow execute via a keyword shortcut? Was the second part.
I haven't tried the keyword shortcut yet, but you can do an @ command inside the Windows operating system to run this automatically. I hope that answers their question.
Thank you, Kevin. Guys, I hope that answers your questions. If not, you can email us offline and we can further discuss.
Okay. Let's also talk about this workflow that we put together here for a retail store. And we used, again, simple form. So we put together, and I'm actually going to run this for you to show you what I'm talking about. This is one that we built for retail. And it allows to put like today's date in here, obviously the 11th, the store number, let's just say it's 1234. The employee name is mine. So I'm opening the store today. So I'm putting my information. And the beauty of this form is it's absolutely accessible on a phone, and it runs. The nice thing about forms, if you've ever used them, first of all, you can preview and see how it's going to look on a cell phone. And they usually come out really nice. And you can absolutely use this so you can check in. All they need is a link, and you can say, are the restrooms clean? No, they need to be cleaned. They're not clean. I just checked them. What kind of supplies do you need for the restroom? I need paper towels because we're out of paper towels. Was the floor swept? Yeah, we took care of that. We did that when we got in here this morning. No, we got to make sure that we restock the shelves, and there we just need batteries. So we could put all this information there. Cash register. Yeah, I checked it. It came out correctly. Please supply any details why the register appears to be. No, oh, it's not correct. I'm sorry. I clicked the wrong one. So that's correct. I say next. So you can see this is just a walkthrough. I could take a picture of the front of the store, and then I could upload that picture. Let's just say it's this one here, and I can upload that picture to the application very easily. I can say next. Please enter any other notes. Windows on outside need cleaning. And I could submit this form. So you can see that, boom, it goes in here. It gave us a response. Now this will actually trigger a planner, and you can see that right here, you can go in, clean restrooms. I said that, remember how I said that it needs to be clean? I need to organize the shelves. Remember, there were no batteries in there. So now it's starting to bring tasks into Planner that I can now go in here and start assigning these tasks to different people. So I'm going to give myself the ability to go in here and actually organize the shelves. And guess what? I'm going to assign the bathroom to somebody else. I'll give that to Ryan. He always likes that one. I'm only kidding, Ryan. But you can see you can go in here and now assign those once they're completed. And you can see the ones that down here that we've done in the past. As they become completed and as people clean them, they can use the same application to go in and say that they've completed all of these tasks, so that you can make sure that you're opening the store correctly. And then you can build the same thing for when the store is closing. Have you locked the doors? Have you restocked the shelves? Have you counted out the register, and so on? So it really makes it simpler for these employees, sure that they do all the things that the corporate entity wants them to do. And once these things are done, boom, I have now done the shelves. You'll notice that it's now put it in here in the complete tab. If we go down here to the bottom, you'll see that because, oh, I'm in here somewhere. But you can see that that job has been completed. Same thing here with cleaning restrooms. It's been done. We're finished. So simple, easy application. And you can build this around a whole bunch of things. So we did one actually for healthcare. We've done one for retail. And this is something that really helps people organize and give them a list of things to do. Simple interface to start out with a form, and simple to create. So that's really all there is to that. Any questions on that one, Melissa?
Just coming off mute here. No, I don't see any questions in the chat at this time.
Okay, so let's go back here and talk about, I know we've only eaten up 20 minutes here today, but you know, we usually get some questions and that eats up more time. As you can see, next week on the 18th, we're going to be talking about the Azure cost review inside of Inkscape. and also the benefits of Azure Sentinel as your SIM solution. So those are two categories that I think we're going to eat up easily the 30 minutes that we have for next week. And then rounding out the month right before Memorial Day, right? Is it Memorial Day at the end of the month?
Yep, you are correct.
That's what I thought. We're going to be talking about ATP, so advanced threat protection. I know that Ryan's actually going to be on that one for us, and he's going to go into a lot of detail with the ATP and Defender. And then we're going to talk about the training solution that we now have integrated into Inscape. So those two categories are really going to, I think, have a lot of conversation around that. So with that, since we have about 10 minutes here, we'll open it up to any question you have about Office 365 or Azure, and something that, maybe we can answer for you. I'll go and check out the questions. I don't see anything. Okay. Well, this is a quick one this week, guys. Do you have a best practice document for Inscape anomaly? Hey, great question. Do we have one of those, Stacy or Melissa or Alex? Do you know?
Let me take a look and see if we have that, and if we do, we'll be happy to share that with Caleb.
Thank you. You know what? If we don't, that might be a great thing to create for our audience here. I know. Okay, use the default values for alerts. Okay. I think that might be great. I think as we learn more, Caleb, as we get feedback from you guys, I think we'll be able to give you more information about it. As you know, this is a pretty brand new product, only been around. What do you think, Melissa? 60 days, 90 days, something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so, we're still getting a lot of feedback. So I think as we get it, we'll be building best practices and give you more insight as we have it also.
Any other questions?
Okay, great, guys. Well, we really appreciate you checking in with us every Tuesday. If there's anything we can do, you know how to get a hold of Melissa or Alex or myself. We'll be more than happy to help you with anything that has to do with Microsoft in the cloud or even on premise. We're here for you. Thanks. Have a great day.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.